Minerals of Arizona, Copper by Patricia Gulick. If you're of a certain age and grew up in Arizona and went to school in the state, then you probably were taught the 5 C's. Cotton, cattle, citrus, climate, and copper. These were the 5 foundations of Arizona's economy for decades. For this presentation, I'll be focusing on copper. What is copper? Copper in its natural state is free of any metals and is termed native copper. It is a reddish-brown metallic chemical element with the symbol Cu and atomic number 29. It is a versatile metal, and due to the mineral's ductility, malleability, and electrical conductivity, there are many uses for copper. Through the ages, people have learned to manipulate copper for a variety of uses. For example, different Southwest Native American tribes incorporate copper into their jewelry. Other uses of copper are industrial, such as copper tubing, wiring, plumbing, and roofing. It is also used for a myriad of electrical uses. Copper is a significant economic mineral in Arizona. Around the turn of the century, there were many different Arizona districts and mining towns that benefited economically from copper mining. This open-pit mine is one of the largest in North America, and today is one of the world's largest copper mines. At one time, the mine averaged 1 million tons of ore per day. In 1882, from Main Street, ore was mined out. As ore deposits became more difficult to find, they also became more expensive. Unfortunately, the Copper Queen mine was profitable for only a couple of years. This mine is located near the Copper Queen mine. This mine was opened in 1950, and by 1974 it had closed operations. Bisbee's mines had produced 7.92 billion pounds of copper, and for decades were the richest copper mines in the world. In 1903, Jerome was called the wickedest town in the West because of the prostitution, gambling, and vice. It is located on the side of Cleopatra Hill and was established in 1883. The mine began as an underground mine and had 22 miles of underground mines. Unfortunately, in 1918, an uncontrollable fire broke out in these underground mines and burned continuously for 20 years because of the pyrite deposit. The fire prompted Jerome to convert to open-pit mining. The mines in Jerome had made millions of dollars in the early years, from 1915 to 1938. The mine closed in 1953, and its population dropped to 50 people. The effects of mining on the environment, water, land, and air do not stop when mining stops. As a matter of fact, it continues not for decades, but for centuries. Many mines produce drainage that contains toxic chemicals that pollute water. For example, the Morenci mine, that had parts of the pit that were no longer mined, were used as dump sites and are full of leached materials. These materials are toxic. So when the wind blows, these toxins become airborne, and when it rains, these toxins leach into the groundwater, causing negative side effects to the natural environment. Mining clears huge parcels of land, and miners dig miles into the earth. Native plants and vegetation are destroyed in order for roads to be built. Miners also need houses built for them to live, so when the population grows, more land needs to be consumed and used. Also, habitats for wildlife are affected, and this puts their survival at stake. The contamination of the soil from tailing ponds from chemical leakage is a major concern and health issue for wildlife, for the miners and their families too. Air pollution has been a major concern since earlier in the century. For example, the wind that blew pollution from the Bisbee smelter smokestack would blow into the neighborhoods and affect not only the miners, but also their families. This picture is an example of Bisbee around 1900 and how the smokestacks blew pollution from the smelter. As you can see, the air pollution affected the surrounding neighborhood, the environment, and the people too. Look closely at how far the pollution travels to the mountains, and the distance encompasses the entire mountain range. Copper has played a significant role in Arizona's history. Copper continues to be an important commodity to Arizona's economy. The benefits have profited many Arizona mining communities. The disadvantages have cost the state environmentally. So the question remains, how much more can Arizona's environment take with the effects of future copper mining, and do the benefits outweigh the disadvantages?